Okay, so this is our agenda that we sent you today. It is in your email, so if you go into your email, you will see this agenda that we shared with you. If you hover over the top, you will see our PowerPoint that we created for you, which are step-by-step, everything we're going to go over with all of you today. There is a survey at the top of this, and also a survey link at the bottom at the end. We will put this in the chat so you can do it before you get off of the Zoom call with us. Reload. There it goes. So the first thing that I wanted to start with is PD Express, and you will see that that is the first thing on the agenda as soon as it loads. To get to PD Express, and I mean, I'm going to go basic to PD Express. You're going to go out to the login for the district and for staff and logins. And then you're going to scroll down to PD Express, and these are all in alphabetical order. So just scroll to P's. When you log in, you are given a login usually. If you don't know what it is, you can reach out to myself, Andrea, or Rachel. Mine has been in here since 1995, so mine is different. Yours is probably your first name dot last name. And then there's a password. If you don't remember it, just hit forgot password, put your email in, and it will send you a reset to log into this. This should be the page that you see. You probably will not see plans. Plans are for teachers. You probably won't have a plan. If you're looking for any PD that's happening, you usually go to in-district PD catalog. In any PD that is listed, you will click on it to sign up. If you're looking for your PD of things that you've already done, you're going to go to My Information and scroll down to In-District PD. When you get in-district PD, I have a lot in here. If I go to the bottom, you can see I have like 5 pages. So I can usually search, and we started creating a database that is all by year. So if I put in 1920, 18, 19, 17, 16, it will all give you your training according to that. Mine all say completed. Once they say completed, you get this little diploma looking certificate over here on the right. If I click on this certificate, it will open up, and I can tell you on a Chromebook, it does take a fair amount of time for this to load. You have a couple options up here. You can print this, or I can save this. As soon as it loads, and I'm going to tell you it does take, like I said, a fair amount of time for this to load. So if you just give me a minute, pull it down again. And I did play video inside of the PowerPoint, which there it is. And each step, like I said, is in here. And you scroll down. There is a video you're going to see for downloading this, and it actually is step by step exactly what I'm doing with you right now. And like I said, it does take a fair amount of time for this to load. I wasn't kidding, but it will load. Come on, move down. It is very angry with me right now, I guess. I'm not going to skip this because it's really important.
Maybe it's bogged down because we have a video going in. You're trying to download it at the same time.
It took quite a bit of time yesterday when I was doing it. This is probably the same amount of time.
Okay.
I'm just going to do, there we go. I'm just going to give it a couple more seconds to see if it loads, because I really want to show you this piece. There it is. So here's my certificate that I have right here. You're going to see it says Justin Jennings. If it was before this year, it's going to say somebody else's name. you have this create PDF icon. If I click on that, it starts to spin up here, and it allows me to save this. So you definitely want to save these and put these somewhere. So it should show up. There's a name down here. Now, none of this means anything to me, but I would probably want it by date. So I will be able to remember that this is from December 1920, and I'm going to hit save. Okay. Once I save this, I can close it. But where does it go? It does say show in a folder. So if I wanted, I could actually show it in a folder. And it'll show me that it did save. It will open. There it is. I want to save it in my drive, though. You're going to want to make sure that you save these not on this device, because this is saved on this Chromebook that I have. So if I ever have to turn it back in or go to another building, I'm not going to have it anymore. So I would go to my drive, or I can open a new tab. And open a new tab, it's going to give you some waffles over here for drive, and I can open my drive. And I know it's mine because I had a picture of me right there on it, and there's also a picture of me over here on the right. If you want to find in file, you have over here on the bottom left-hand corner. Can you guys see the toolbar on the bottom where I'm pointing? I just don't know if you can see the toolbar.
We saw the waffle. It depends if.
Yeah, where it says launcher that you're pointing right now.
Yes, you can see that. Okay. I just want to make sure. So you're going to click on the launcher. When you open that, in here, if you just even type the word files, it will show you the blue icon for your files. Just click on it, and there's my file. If I go down just a little bit on this, I can just take this file and drop it right into my, I'm putting it into my folder. So you will put it in a folder. You could probably just drop it right into, it can turn blue if I have her hiding up, it's not letting me. So it's just dropping right in there. There it is. See a blue right here? When it turns blue, that means that it is transferring over to your drive. That's your big sign that it is coming over. Or I can also just drag it right over. And you can see it says uploading 2 items because I've done it twice. And it's going to work for me. And then once it's done, and this won't be blue anymore, you will see your file appear right here. So I just want you to be aware that's the way you want to save it. Once you've saved it, you want to delete it off this computer. So you're going to right click or tap with 2 fingers and I delete it off this computer. So that way I don't have to worry about the next person that gets this is going to have any information that belongs to me on this computer. Okay, and you can see I got a green check mark here that tells me that this was uploaded. So if I scroll down, you can see that it's starting to load my files. These are all folders I have to organize my work. So it's going to be below my folders. Here are the files that I uploaded that belong to me. Now, no matter where I go, whatever I do, these documents will follow me. Okay, so again, if you do not know your login information for PD Express, please reach out to us and we will make sure that we get that information to you.
Tiffany, there's a couple
I'm
people in the chat that are saying they can barely hear you, that you sound like bumblebees, you're breaking up.
Do I sound like that to you?
At points.
Okay. So do you think there's any points I should go back over? She's saying she's having a hard time hearing me. Rachel, do you want to try to present this into your next? Just go over it real quick. Since I'm having some problems. And
Sure.
I'm gonna log in with my other computer. Okay, so I'm gonna share it.
Okie dokie. So I know that Tiffany was trying to show you.
She said they want to see the drop down again. So if you could go back into PD Express.
Oh, into PD Express. Okay. So I'm actually going to open a new tab. Am I also breaking up?
No, you're good.
Sorry. No, I hear you.
So I'm going to go to PD Express. Oops, I went to the wrong thing. Disregard that. And see if I can remember it, though. I have mine saved, so I don't have to remember it. So again, you were showing how to get their own. So I go to my information and then
Fine.
district PD. And again, I have an awful lot. So she had put up in this area 1920 or whatever year you're looking for. And then you can see that this is what I have for here. So this kind of looks like a little diploma. View certificate of completion. If I click that, it will load much faster than on a Chromebook, unfortunately. So then if I right click, wait a second. I always forget how, I have to click PDF, create a PDF on mine.
Yes.
And then it's gonna make me save it. So is that
Yes,
the
that's
same?
what we want them to do.
Okay. And it's not gonna allow me to save it. That's fun. Fantastic. So it's not letting me save it for whatever reason. Oh,
Okay, well, the video's in there if they want to review it.
yeah, file save as, and then it's in my downloads folder. So you can see it's actually did save twice. Yes. So then if I go into my Google Drive, mine looks a little bit different because I just have to click on my little folder down here, and you have a different menu. If you click on downloads, I have a bunch of other stuff. So then again, if I just pull it in, you see how it turns blue and I let go, you can see that it is moving it from my downloads. And as soon as it has a green check mark here, that means that it is in my Google Drive. And it should be down here. If not, I can always click on recent and find it. It's right there. So are there any
There's a question that says, will the PDs taken automatically be put in for us? Yes, they will. As long as you filled out a survey. So if you fill out a survey, they'll know that you've taken them virtually. Not the face-to-face ones, you usually have to sign in, so that's where they get that information from, but virtually you have to do the surveys.
Okay, so the next item, if there's no more questions about PD Express, is Google Calendar. So to access Google Calendar, again, we're going to go to that Google Waffle, and there's the calendar here. So it's going to go ahead and load. And I'm actually just using a demo calendar. If you open this, it'll be the calendar for your name. So if you need to add an appointment or a meeting or whatever it is at any point, all you really have to do, say that I have an appointment at 1 o'clock tomorrow, to find 1 o'clock, click here, and it'll automatically load. So then I could say, I could name it whatever. And then if I want to, I can add a description. Like say we're actually in at school and I need to know where it's going to be at. It's going to be in the library. Then I can go ahead and click save. If I accidentally put it at the wrong time, you can see that you can drag and move things if you need to. If I need to go back into it, I could just click on it 2 times and it should open it back up so that I can fix anything that I need to. And then there's my appointment. And actually, I have notifications set up. So if I'm on my computer and I have it set up for like a half hour before, it'll pop up and remind me that I have a meeting. If you actually have a meeting that your supervisor sent you, and you clicked yes that you're going to go, there might even be a Zoom link in there that you can just go ahead and click on this one time like that. And if the Zoom link is there, you can just go ahead and click on it. It'll take you straight to the Zoom meeting. Are there any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay. And then the next thing that you might need to do is share your calendar. So if you go ahead and find the name of your calendar, like my real calendar is here, but has a bunch of stuff on it. So I have this demo calendar here, and then you see there's 3 dots there. So I can go ahead and click it. If I really hate pink, I can change the color, but that's no big deal. See where it says settings and sharing. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then I'm going to go ahead and scroll down until I see where it says share with specific people. So if I have a co-teacher like Andrea, and I need to share my Google Calendar with her so she knows when I'm busy or when I'm available for a meeting, or say my supervisor, Tiffany, I can go ahead and put their names in there and go ahead and click send, and they will automatically be sent the link to my calendar. I don't mean to do that. Okay, are there any questions about that?
No, but can you show them the shared calendar that we use in our department so everybody knows if somebody takes a sick day or if somebody isn't there? We just use this in our department for information that we all put our, yeah, you have to go out of settings.
Oh yeah.
That we all just want to know what's happening. So if you're in a building with a group of people and you know that at some point something's gonna happen, can you go to month view too?
Mm-hmm.
This is how we keep it. So this would be a great way, and you can see all the stuff in there. We put our first name. Yeah, and we have birthdays in there. This is a great way that we keep this calendar on just to share. So you guys could make one of these just for your building. That would help. And even if one of us gets sick the night before, we drop it in the calendar, because that way, or even in the morning, we just put it on here so everybody in our building or department knows what's happening. It's just very convenient.
So I go ahead and I just click that, and it's going to be an all-day thing. And then I just go ahead and click save, and then everyone can see that I took a sick day today. Again, ideally, I would do it before the start of the business day.
Right, and this would be a great place if you guys were sharing to put, if you guys have an event coming up. If, one person made this calendar and every time you guys had a Halloween parade, what day was it on? You guys could have access to this calendar to know when everything is happening. So if you guys had one for the preschool department, say, and it was on here and you knew, portfolio has to be put on at a certain day, as long as it's a shared calendar with you, you guys may not always be able to edit it. You may just have viewing rights, but you would know what was happening. So calendar is pretty important for keeping everybody in the loop with what's happening.
So you can see I've just added a bunch of, like, a personal day, a pajama day, parade, to keep people notified of what's going on.
John's gonna wondering what the heck.
You're invited to pajama day. Okay, were there any more questions about calendar?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of there. And then I'm gonna go ahead into my Gmail.
And I know she's going to go over one of these things, but I'm going to beg everybody that's on this webinar today to please, please, please put in a signature for you when you're done. I get emails from people all the time, and I have no idea, number one, what building you're in and what position you're in. That should be in your professional email. So she's going to give you some basics, but I'm going to definitely ask that if you don't do it with us right now, because you can't do side by side, please come back and watch this again because it's recorded, to make sure that you can put a signature in your email. This is your professional email, so you should have that inside of there. So when somebody receives an email from you, they know what building you're in and what position that you're in, at least. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No worries.
Oh, there is
was
a question.
Yeah,
There's
there is a question. We are recording it right now, so you should be able to come back and watch it at any time, and then be able to do it at your own pace.
At the end, we will show you where all of these are housed, every recording we've done.
So just to let you know on the slideshow, right here where it says Gmail, there's Gmail Basics. I'm not going to go over all of it because I'm sure that a lot of you are already semi-familiar with Gmail. But just in case you have any questions, I would just put this in here. And again, this is some basics about how to create an email, which again, I hope that we all know that we would click compose. And then we would type in, I should really write it to John. And then write in a subject. And then go ahead and click send. So are there any questions about composing? I know I just kind of added that in. The next thing would be the ability to search an email. I know it happens to me all the time. I'm going to pretend it happens to everybody else too. I'll say, I know that I got an email from so-and-so, and I'm looking and there's so much stuff here I don't know where it is. So I know it was from John LaPlante. If I start typing his name, you can see that I can choose his email. And then it's going to load. And these are all of the emails that I have that are regarding John LaPlante. So I can go ahead if I want, if I know it was from here, I could go ahead and click from John LaPlante. If I know that it's one that I wrote to him, I could switch over here to where it says to John LaPlante. So say I'm going to go ahead and click from him, and you see that now I can only see the ones that are from him, and then I had put a star on the one that I wanted, so it's easier for me to find it. Are there any questions about the ability to search?
No, but where does that star go?
The star is right here when I'm in the preview screen, like I'm not in my email. The star is right there. So if I wanted to, this one says urgent changes, might want to star that one as well. Pretty sure that if I go into an email, the star is over here, right next to reply. So I can go ahead and star it there as well. Again,
where can I find those after I star them?
Right over here, right underneath inbox, it says starred. So if I only want to star my really important emails, then I can just look under starred, and then there they are. That makes my life a little easier. Any other questions?
Nope.
Jokes. Okay, so the next thing.
You star your important emails is what you use the star for, because you.
That's what I use it for. Yes.
Yeah, and I do the same. It's just the really important things that we need to know and catch our attention. We star.
Yeah, even if it's something that I sent myself, like this was something that I wanted to remember for later. I opened it, but I never actually did anything with it yet. So I went ahead and started it so that I would be able to go back to it and find it easily later. So the next thing is what Tiffany was discussing earlier, which is adding your signature to your email. So you see there's a little cogwheel over here on the top right-ish. If I click on it and I click on settings, it's going to take a second to load. Actually, way longer than I thought it would take to load. Sorry. Try this again. There we go. Okay. So then it says general. It automatically opens to general, which is great because this is where I want to be. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scroll down. And this is where you can add, where it says my picture, is where you can add your picture that'll be on your Gmail, your work email. It'll also be added up into your top right-hand corners. It'll be so that you know that you're in there. I mean, if you don't have any picture, it probably is just your initial. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Oh, it's saying that I have to go to About Me. Click on About Me. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the picture. And I already have one in there, but I can go ahead and click Change. I can upload it from my computer. And I do actually have some that I had from before. Sorry, actually right here. So I can go ahead and find a picture. Again, I need it to be work appropriate. Say I want this one. Go ahead and click Open. And then you can see that I can crop it down or up, move it to the right or the left. I could actually add a little caption here if I wanted to. I don't want to, so I'm going to go ahead and set it as my profile photo. Kind of similar to social media. So you can see that it's changed here. I don't know, I might have to click refresh to see it update over here, which hopefully this doesn't take too long. Sorry, Andrea, if I'm taking too long. Okay, so if I scroll down again, see, you can see that it updated it. Then it says my signature. You can see that I already have one. We want to make sure you don't have to have, I have a logo here. You don't have to have that. But you definitely want to have your name. You want to have what your job title is, and then the building that you work in. So just to show you, I'm going to show you. I'm going to add my name. And then I'm going to put it, and then my job. And then my building. So I'm housed in Chaffin, even though I go to every building. If I want to be fancy, I could go ahead and highlight it. I could change the way that it looks, make the text bigger, make it bold. I could actually change the color if I want to be fancy. Ooh, I don't want to be that fancy. Oh, I have to highlight it again. Look at me. And let's see. Now I've made myself blind because I made it white. No, I don't even know how to do this. Anyways, hopefully you won't mess up like me, but you get the idea. So once you get it the way that you want, scroll all the way down and you see it says Save Changes. Go ahead and click Save. And then when I go to send an email, you can see my original one is set and it'll pop up down here. If you wanted to add an image, like a Youngstown City School District icon there, that's fine as well. I know that Tiffany and Andrea have a lovely picture of themselves there. So it all depends on what you like and what you want. And, oh, attachments. Okay. So again, if I go, so this is my boss, John LaPlante, and I scroll down and I see that there's all these attachments that he sent me. And I need to be able to see this. So I could watch it right here, but I'm going to need it for later. If I click the little down arrow, it's going to download it. Very similar to the certificate that we saw earlier. So if I click Show in Folder, I have it right there. Again, I can go into my drive. It's right here. Show in Folder, and then go ahead and drag it. As soon as it turns blue back there, I can see that it's loading it into my drive. It might take a second. And I know as soon as I get that green check mark, There we go. But Google's awesome. It's already, you can see there's a folder there. I already have it in there. Google is actually awesome that if I don't want to go ahead and do an extra step, you see how there's a Google Drive icon on it? I can go ahead and click on that. It's automatically going to add it to my drive, and then I could go ahead and even choose, push the little right arrow, and then choose I want it to go into this folder because that's important information from this year from my supervisor. So I'll be able to find it really, really easily. Are there any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay. So the next thing is putting an attachment to your email. So say that my supervisor has asked me to attach a timesheet or something like that. If it's on my computer, I'm going to go ahead and click the little paperclip here. And then wherever it's at, I'm going to go ahead and find it. And then go ahead and click open. And you can see how it's added the attachment. So she'll be able to see it. If I already put it in my Google Drive, easy, I can go ahead and click that little drive icon. I can go ahead and find wherever it's at. Just going to go ahead and click recent. Try to find something. There's my certificate. So I can prove to her I went to that training. Click insert. And then you should be able to see it's added up here because it's actually linking back to my drive. And then once I put in my information, I go ahead and click send, and she's going to get that information. Are there any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay. So again, this is from John LaPlante, and you can see that he sent it to Youngstown all staff. So if I want to respond to him and say, hey, you know what, I looked at this stuff, got the message, I'm going to do what I need to do. I can, up here, I can click reply, which would go just to him. If I click it, you see it's going to have just his name at the top. The other option up here, if I want something else, I could click these three dots. I could reply to all. That's going to go to everyone in the whole district. Probably don't want to do that. I could forward it, like to say Andrea didn't get this one or she lost it, she can't find it. I could click forward and then go ahead and send it just to her. So she'll get an extra copy of it. Or if I'm on his, which now I messed myself up, I'm going to go ahead and go out. I ruined my own thing here. Okay, I'm going to go here. See at the bottom here, there's another chance to reply. If I click reply, it goes just to the one person. If I click reply all, it's going to go to everyone. And I know you've probably seen that where someone was like, okay, and then they sent it to the whole building, or they sent it to the whole preschool team or the whole district. Probably don't want to do that. The last thing that I have to show you really quick is, I know I've already talked about the calendar. Say I have an email here, and it's for my supervisor saying we're going to have a meeting a Friday at 4 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and click over here. Here's the calendar. I can go ahead, switch to Friday, go ahead and add that I have an appointment with my supervisor, and click save. Just a quick little shortcut to help you out. And I'm going to go ahead and stop.
Yeah, if those aren't open, can you, I'm sorry, go back. They might have to click that arrow on the bottom to open the calendar.
Yes.
Just a reminder.
So if you don't see that, you see there's a little arrow down here. If I click on that, then it will show it here. And again, I can go ahead and click that as a quick little shortcut. You see, I never click save, so it's saving it for me until I'm ready to save my thing.
Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
Okay. So my part is thought I had this up already, but okay. So mine is your Google Drive. So to find your Google Drive, when you pull up your email and you have this little waffle in the top right-hand corner, all you have to do is click the waffle and find the drive icon. So when you click on it, when I click on it, it'll say my drive. Mine's probably a lot more populated than yours because I have all these folders. And then any of my last documents I have down below. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go up to your settings. You're going to want to make sure it has general on your left. And in the middle, it'll say convert uploads. You're going to want to check that off. This way, everything you do is automatically saved into Google, and you never have to worry about saving your documents that you upload. They'll automatically be there when you put them in Google Drive, or you create a doc, it'll automatically save it to your Google Drive, and you don't have to worry about where it went because it'll automatically be with all your Google stuff. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do when you get into Google Drive. The next thing you're going to want to do is to add a folder. So you're going to want a folder for your 2020, 2021. It's hard to say that because it's almost here. For all your documents. I always save all my school year documents, or I try to anyway, save all my documents in a new folder. So if I click new, I'm going to create myself a folder. It allows me to name it. So I'm going to name one 2020 to 2021. This way, all my documents for the school year, I can click and drag them into that document, and I know I can keep my school years separated. So I'm going to hit create. Notice it highlights where it went. And I'm one that has, like, I like things organized and color coded. So if I right click on this, it gives me a whole bunch of options. So I can open it, I can share it, I can move it, I can star it, I can rename it if I named it the wrong name. I can change the color. I like color in my life, so I'm gonna just hit the teal. So when I'm looking at all my folders, I could just look for the teal folder. It'll stick out a little more than all the rest. So a lot of mine are gray and they stay dark gray, but like a lot of the important ones that I want to catch my attention real quick are color coded. Notice the one that says 2019, 2020. So this way, like I said, it makes it easier to find things. If I want to share that folder or that the documents in it, I can right click on it. Again, it says share. So maybe this is a document that I'm sharing with my cooperating teachers, or this folder. So I'm going to click on people. Notice my frequent people kind of automatically show up, but if I can start typing their names will appear too. So I can just click on their names, and after a while when you do this, like your people will show up too. So I can just hit Tiffany Trellis. So maybe I want to share this folder with these two. I then have to decide, are they going to get editor rights or are they going to view it? Well, if it's my documents and it's something like a certificate, maybe I only want them to view it. I don't want them to be able to change anything in it. So instead of leaving them editor so they could change things, maybe I just want them to view only. So if these are my certificates that I'm sharing in this file, maybe I just want them to view it so they could see it. Once I know I have the correct setting here, and I notice it's the right folder, all I have to do is click send. This means they'll automatically get an email, but it'll also automatically send it to their Google Drive. And notice it changed from a solid color to a little person on it. So I'm not the only one in this folder now. I have other people attached to this folder. If I want to make another folder that I don't share with people, I could do that. If I don't want to share it, then I can change that later, and I'll show you how to do that. Notice you have different headings over on the left. So you have priority My Drive, which is normally where it defaults to. I have shared drives, which we in the department share a lot of different drives with other people. It'll be at the computers only or shared with me. This is an important one that any document, any folder, anything in Google that's shared with you automatically goes into this spot. So these are other people's documents that they're sharing with you, which means you don't own these, they do. So do not do anything with this, just let this folder go. You can search it if there's something in particular you're looking for. Of course, you can click on it and I can go up here and search any topic I want to. Maybe it's something Tiffany sent me or Rachel sent me. I could just click on their names, or I could type in the topic. So maybe I'm looking for Google Slides. If I search it, it'll then bring up anything I need to search. It's just like Rachel showed you in emails. You can search what you're looking for. Sometimes I have to go in here and type what I'm looking for because I don't remember what I called it. So I know I said Google Slides, and I have all these documents popping up that had anything to do with Google Slides. The recent ones, just like Rachel showed you earlier, the recent will bring up your last few documents that you were working on or you had open. So it'll show me everything I had today. It's showing me everything I pulled up yesterday. And then it'll show me whatever I pulled up earlier in the week if I hit recent. And just like she showed you earlier, the starred ones are the ones that I put the star next to because those are the documents I use the most often. Or the ones that I feel are important, I'll put a star next to it. So it might be something like you're building room numbers and phone extensions. Maybe you want to hit that first star because if you have to call another teacher or your department, it could be in your starred folder and you don't have to look for it. So these are documents that I just use often. That's what I put there. Anything you throw away is in your trash, and it stays in your trash unless you totally delete it. So if you accidentally delete something from your Google Drive, you know that you can go back in here and look for it. That's
Yeah, I just want to make sure that they understand that Google Drive is like a desk with
There you go.
drawers that houses all the information, that this is not where everything is made. So you can see at the top, you see the color coding. She has a yellow one, which is a slide, and a green one, which is a sheet. Then she has the Google site, which is blue, and then she has another yellow one, which is a slide. So they all represent something from Google, but this is where Google keeps everything once you make it. So this is just like a container area. So like think about the shared with me, that another teacher brings in a piece of paper and dropped it on your desk to share it with you. You wouldn't put it in the trash, you would give it back to them. That's why you wouldn't throw it away. And the shared drive right under My Drive, that means that, yeah, that one right there, when you create something in there, you are no longer the owner of it. Anybody that it's shared with is now the owner. So if you would leave the district, anything in the shared drive will stay there forever with whoever you shared it with. If it's something that's in your My Drive, that gets deleted if you would leave the district. So for us, we have all this information in here in the shared drive. So that way, no matter who put it in here, if they leave the district, we still have the information. And these are usually about books and things like that, workbooks or online activities for our textbooks that teachers have. So I just want to make sure you understand the difference between those. Okay.
okay. So in new, Also, this is where you can create different documents. So notice there's shortcuts for Google Docs. There's shortcut for sheets, slides, and then it'll give you a bunch of other options like Google Forms, drawings, what have you. The most frequent thing you're probably going to use is Google Docs. So I can either go into Drive and click New Docs, or I can go back over to my waffle and click Docs there. It doesn't matter which place you use it, which icon you click on, it's all the same. It just depends on what window you have open. So if I have my Gmail open, you know, I might not have my Drive open. So if I have my Gmail open, which 9 times out of 10, that's what I have, I just click on the waffle and click Docs. So maybe you have to type up something, I don't know, maybe you have to get the kids' names or something, or you want your own list of names, or you want to send somebody a letter, or whatever information you're gathering. When you click on it, it creates a blank form for you. The first thing you need to do where it says untitled document, you need to put in a title. If you forget and you're typing here as like a title, if I leave that and I click my document, it'll also self-populate that title. So if you forget it and you leave the title here, you can quickly jump over here and click this, so it'll populate. If you don't, it'll go in your Drive and it'll be an untitled document and you will have no idea what it is or what it was supposed to be, except maybe it'll have the date on it. So I can type whatever I need to type in here. I can insert whatever I need in here, attach things. It automatically, if I close it, it's automatically in my Google Docs. So if something happens and I just accidentally close it, I don't have to worry about where it went, because if I go back to my Docs, I'm gonna hit refresh first. Notice the quick access, it's the last thing I put in there. Well, maybe I don't want it right there. Maybe I need it in that folder that says 2021. So if I left click and hold my mouse down, I could drag it. Of course, it's not going to work today for me. Okay, so if that's not going to work.
That's just
Just
because
right-
it's your recent. You have to scroll down to find
Yep.
it.
Yep, I'm going to do that.
Or you could have just right clicked and hit move to.
So that's not it. Okay, anyway, I can right click it, right, and click move to, and click my Drive. I need to click that arrow. Notice all my folders are populating. I need to look for that folder. So that folder I created was 2021. I can click on that and click the word move. And it says this, and notice it says this item will be visible to everyone you have in that folder. So I need to make sure that's the right folder. I can go ahead and click move or cancel. If I open this folder back up, notice that document is right there and it has the symbol for Docs on it. So I know exactly what it is. Ladies, am I missing anything?
Can you show them how to share the document?
Absolutely. So if I need to share that document, just stay with my cooperating teacher. So after I type it, I need to share it with her. So I click the share button in the top right-hand corner. Okay, notice some of the people automatically pop up. They popped up because they're in my group. Notice it says viewer only. If I want to let them edit this, I hit editor. If I want them to be able to make comments on it in little blocks, I hit commentator. these are new. It says give temporary access. So maybe I only want them to have access for a day. Maybe I don't. If I want to remove them totally, I can. I can also change ownership of it. So in this case, I'm going to make sure that they can edit it because it's a document I typed, but we might have to change it later. I'm going to click editor, and maybe I need to share it with someone. So I just type in their name. So maybe I want to, oops, maybe I want to share it with Lisa and make sure her name's typed in, and I click send. And notice she's the editor, so she can now change that document any way she chooses. Let me see. Anything else, Tiff? What did I forget?
Nope, that about
you-
covers it.
Did you show about converting?
Yeah, she showed that in the beginning.
Okay,
Yeah, I
cool.
did that for the settings.
Sweet.
Yeah, if you type something in Word and you upload it, when she checked that box, it converts it to a Google Doc. So now it's editable. Where if you don't and you upload something into your Google Drive, you'll see a W. That W will not let you edit it or change it in any way. It says, how do you scan to Google Docs? You can't, I don't scan to Google Docs. So if you scan something to yourself from the printer, it sends it to your email, and then you can add it to your drive, but it makes it a PDF, which is a picture. So you will not be able to change it.
Right,
That's the only problem.
There.
So if you have something in your Google Drive that's a PDF is really a picture, and you cannot edit a picture or change a picture. So you have to think of it as a picture.
And it'll say PDF in the top left.
Yeah, you can see the red, and see how she has a black square around her white document. That's how you know that you can't edit something. So if you do upload something, you do have a choice at the top that says open with. You see she has that little drop down there. Now she can try to open it with Google Docs, but usually 90% of the time this doesn't play nice together, and it doesn't bring it over. So see, it looks nothing like it did in the last. It's not even in the same format. There's no table there. It doesn't look the same. So it's really not doing her any good. She has no idea what that's supposed to be. So just remember, a PDF, you can't really convert unless somebody has a program for you to convert something.
Okay, and then I just saw one thing on the slideshow. On the docs, you have all the tools that you would on any other program, Word program, where you can change the fonts, you can change the size. You're going to make sure it's highlighted, or else the next thing you type is going to be that size. You could change the side of the fonts. The color, maybe you don't want those colors. You need to highlight names. It centers it. It does everything every other doc does. Notice it says it's in editing mode. If I want to see what the viewing mode is only, so someone who views it, that's all they could see.
Can you show them how to add a picture real quick? Because that's easy.
Oh, that's easy. So if I want to add a picture, I'm going to click insert. I'm going to click image. I can get it from, I can upload from the computer. I could pull it from my drive. I could search the web. It doesn't matter. So if you have kids' pictures downloaded, or your teacher does, and you're working on their computer, you can click upload from computer. Mine are normally in my pictures, whatever file that's in. So if I want to, this picture in there, I could put it in there. I can highlight it, and I could click and drag it to make it bigger. So maybe I want it to expand it. When I'm done, oops, I undid it. So if you make a mistake, there's arrows over here on your left. So there's an undo, which will put it right back where it was. Or there's a move forward if you need to move it forward. So undo is my favorite. I use it all the time. So make sure you click off the picture when you're done. So I have now inserted a picture. I can center it wherever I want it or put it however I want it. You just have to read the text. It gives you all the clues that you want. If I want it that fixed position and nowhere else, notice my cursor's here, so I could still type anything I want, and I could still share it, so I could do whatever I need to do. But yeah, adding pictures and then your best friend is going to be the undo. At least it is for me. And then I could still reshare it. I can send it to other people if I want. I could do whatever I need to do. I can make it get a link if I just want someone to get the link. Maybe I just want to paste the link there. So if they click on it, it'll just bring them to that document. So that is Word or that's Docs and Drives for you.
Yep, so if you stop sharing, I'm going to show them the last thing they need to do before they take the survey. So the last thing we want to make sure that you guys know how to do is put in an internal service request. So if you are having any issues with any of your devices, you just want to make sure you go to our district website. And when you go to For Staff, one of the drop downs is internal service request. Please make sure that you just choose the building that you're in. I think there was one for preschool, but we don't want you to use that because we don't know what building you're in. We still want you, even though you're in preschool, to use the building that you're in. So go ahead and you would hit Volney and you'd put what the problem is. Subject is not what you teach, or preschool, it would be, iPad broken would be your subject. Then you'd put the room number that you're in. That would be a piece of hardware that needs fixed. You're going to describe what happened. You're going to put your name and email. If you guys have a phone extension in your room, please make sure you put that in there, and you're going to hit submit. So you would do this for your devices, or if a student device is broken also. So it doesn't matter what device is broken, that's where you would put that information in to let us know. So don't use the preschool link, use the building link. So only Melissa or Emily would use the preschool link, because then we know to go to the preschool department to pick up those devices. So that's all we have for today, unless you guys have any questions. We're hoping that you feel a little more confident in using your Google or your Chromebook at this point. The only other thing that I was going to share with you is that in my email now at the end, if I need to take that document that I had, that I saved, and I put PD, if I go to my Drive icon at the bottom, and I know she showed you this, but I just want to show you, I have a recent tab. And remember, we put those PDFs in there from our PD. You can see, look right here, here it is. And I'm just going to hit insert. And now I can share that PD with anybody that needs it, and I can hit send. So it's very important that you're able to send those documents to whoever you need to, or attach them. Usually you're going to use the little paper clip no matter what application you're on. So if you're on something for the state or something else, attach a file always looks like a paper clip to upload. You just need to know where it's at.
Tiffany, I did add the survey link to the chat.
Yes, you may have to, you might not be able to click on it. You might have to copy it and paste it. If you are in the agenda, you just need to go down to the bottom, and when you click on it, it will have a link that you then click on it, and it will open it to the survey. Please put at the bottom if there's anything else that you would like to know more about, have more information on, maybe creating a presentation for some reason in Google Slides for your students, whatever you feel would help your teachers to make your job better. So
And
please
also,
let us know.
Also, if you're reviewing, if you're watching the link, which Tiffany's about to show you where to find it, and you're watching the video and you come to a part that you get stuck on and you want some help, we're here for you. Just email us and we're happy to help.
Yes, so under departments, if you go to information technology, that's our technology department, you're gonna see technology integration. That's the 3 tech girls. At the very top, you're gonna see webinars. And down here, inside here, these are all the webinars that we've been doing all year. Here are the recordings. Yours will probably be at the top. up here at the top as soon as it's ready. And also every day we're going to have office hours. So if you ever wanted to click on the link, we will be available from 8 to 12 and 1 to 3. You just click the link and one of us will be on virtually to help you with any problems that you have. So if you need anything, just come to this area and click the link. And if you forget, just watch the video. Is there anything that anybody else wanted to add?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I've really enjoyed this, and I hope that we get to do this with all of you very soon again, before the beginning of the year, to hopefully everybody will be ready for our blended learning that we have happening next year.